Hello students, once again you are most welcome here. Myself Mr. Devesh Singh from LPM School Gulabazar. In the last video, we have studied to the making of Germany, and you studied all about the history, how many revolutions happened, and the movements were finally successful, and Russia Germany was proclaimed as new empire. Here, like that, you have to read also about Italy. Like Germany, Italy too had a long history of political fragmentation. Italians were scattered over several dynastic states as well as the multinational Habsburg Empire. Like that, Germany, here the history of Italy is also similar. Its political smell, its political scattering is also similar. मीन्स जिस तरह से जर्मनी का इतिहास रहा है, एक काफ़ी लंबा इतिहास रहा है पॉलिटिकल, उसी तरह से इटली भी एक सिमिलर मोड पे है। इटालियंस जो है कई ऐसे स्टेट्स में बहुत से मल्टीनेशनल हैब्सबर्ग एम्पायर में बटे हुए थे, कोई उनका एक यूनिफिकेशन नहीं था। ड्यूरिंग द मिडिल ऑफ द 19th century, Italy was divided into 7 states, of which only one, Sardinia Piedmont, was ruled by an Italian princely house. And here, when we talk about Italy, in the 19th century, this country was divided into 7 states, and among those 7 states, only Sardinia Piedmont was only a state which was ruled by Italian princely houses, and rest of the states was ruled by the other countries' ruler. The north was under Austrian Habsburg, the center was ruled by the Pope, and the southern region was under the domination of the Bourbon kings of Spain. Therefore, you can say that only the one state from east side was under the control of Italian Empire, and rest of the states was under the Austrian and popes, and also under the Bourbon kings of Spain. So this was the very critical condition for Italy, and to make unified Italy was a great challenge for the Italians leaders who came to lead this great movement. Even the Italian language had not acquired a common form and still had many regional and local variations. So, in many states of Italy, only Italian language was not spreaded. There was great differences between the people and among the people's languages. There was great variation. So, such type of variation was also a big challenge for the Italian people. During the 30th century, Giuseppe Mazzini had sought to put together the coherent program for a unitary Italian republic. Now, this is very important line for Italy. This was the period of 1830th century, and the leader name was, the social reformer name was Giuseppe Mazzini. He tried to put together all the states, Italian states. So he put a coherent program for a unitary Italian Republic. मीन्स इटली को यूनाइटेड करने के लिए उसने एक कोहेरेंट प्रोग्राम को रखा. दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हियर. He had also formed a secret society called Young Italy for the dissemination of his goal. और उसने इटली के यूनिफिकेशन के लिए उसने एक यंग सोसाइटी का भी, सीक्रेट सोसाइटी का भी निर्माण किया, जो यंग इटली के लक्ष्य को पूरा करने के लिए सफिशिएंट था. अब The failure of revolutionary uprising both in 1831 and 1848 meant that the mantle now fell on Sardinia-Piedmont under its ruler King Victor Emmanuel II to unify the Italian states through war. There was many revolutionary, they started war against Sardinia-Piedmont, and at that time King Victor Emmanuel II was the ruler. So they never wanted to leave the states where they ruled, and when there was a great fright in their mind that when Italy will be unified, they have to leave the states. So the revolutionaries started fight against the King Victor Emmanuel II, and now there was war. In the eye of the ruling elites of this region, a unified Italy offered them the possibility of economic development and political dominance. और जहाँ जिसको पॉलिटिकल बेनिफिट्स, इकोनॉमिकल डेवलपमेंट्स की बेनिफिट की बात जब सामने किसी को दिखाई देगी, तो वहाँ से उस ऐसी पॉसिबिलिटी को छोड़ करके कोई पीछे नहीं हट सकता था. इसलिए इस पॉसिबिलिटी को पूरा करने की जब सबकी आंखें इस पर टिकी हुई थी, सब लोग इस एडवांटेज को लाभ लेना चाहते थे, कोई यहाँ से पीछे हटना नहीं चाहता था. Now Chief Minister Cavour, who led the movement to unify the regions of Italy, was neither a revolutionary nor a democrat. Chief Minister Cavour started to lead this big movement, and at that time he had no special ideas or experience as a revolutionary or democrat. Like many other wealthy and educated members of the Italian elite, he spoke French much better than he did Italian, and he also belonged to wealthy family of wealthy and educated member of Italian elite, and he was also able to speak French better than Italian language. Now, through a tactful diplomatic alliance with France, engineered by Cavour, Sardinia-Piedmont succeeded in defeating the Austrian forces in 1859. Not having war and experience as a democrat and revolutionary, the Chief Minister Cavour engineered a lot of functions, and his functions was successful when Sardinia-Piedmont was successful to defeat Austrian forces in 1859. And apart from regular troops, a large number of armed volunteers under the leadership of Giuseppe Garibaldi joined the fray. And here is another name. This name is Giuseppe Garibaldi. He was a great leader. He emerged at that time, and in his leading armed volunteers and a large number of troops also started to follow him. And in 1860 they marched into South Italy and the kingdom of the two Sicilies and succeeded in winning the support of the local peasants in order to drive out the Spanish ruler. और यहाँ से शुरू होता है इटली का यूनिफिकेशन का काम। 1860 में जोसेफ गैरिबाल्डी के नेतृत्व में साउथ इटली में पूरी फोर्सेस के नेतृत्व में कूच करती है और वो लोकल किसानों के सपोर्ट से स्पेनिश रूलर बारबन किंग को वहाँ से भगाने में सफल होता है। In 1861 विक्टर इमैनुअल II was proclaimed king of यूनाइटेड इटली और इस तरह से 1861 में विक्टर इमैनुअल II जो कि किंग था वहाँ का सार्डिनिया पिडमॉन्ट का, उसी को वहाँ का यूनाइटेड इटली का किंग प्रोक्लेम किया गया, अनाउंस किया गया। However, much of the Italian population among whom rates of literacy were very high, और उस समय की अगर बात किया जाए तो इटालियन पॉपुलेशन की बहुत सी भाग लिटरेसी से शिकार थी। एजुकेशन रेट बहुत ही वहाँ पे कम था और लिबरल नेशनलिस्ट आइडियोलॉजी वहाँ रनिंग कर रही थी। The peasant masses who had supported Garibaldi in southern Italy had never heard of Italia and believed that La Italia was Victor Emmanuel's wife. और जो भी पीजेंट्स वहाँ पे थे जो गैरिबाल्डी को साउदर्न इटली में सपोर्ट किए थे, वे कभी इटालिया वर्ड सुने नहीं थे, इटालिया का नाम कभी जानते नहीं थे। वो विश्वास करते थे कि जो ला इटालिया है वो विक्टर इमैनुअल्स की वाइफ है और उसी के नाम पे इटली का शब्द, इटली का नामकरण हुआ है, ऐसा उनका एक अपना मानना था। While this was the matter, this was the opinion of the people at that time in Italy, and they wanted to accept the leader Joseph Garibaldi much than the other leaders and the king, as they had supported him, and in his leading they got this big success. So there was great respect of Giuseppe Garibaldi in Italy at that time. तो स्टूडेंट्स, इस तरह से ये सारे सफ़र को पूरा करते हुए फाइनली 1861 में इटली जो है एक एम्पायर के रूप में प्रोक्लेम हुआ, इसका अनाउंसमेंट हुआ और इटली भी एक पूर्ण राज्य के रूप में सबके सामने आया। तो इटली का एक इतिहास रहा जो इम्पोर्टेंट है, एंड यू हैव टू learn all these points related to these moments